this recently retired couple are swapping lesson plans and teaching in the classroom environment to go travelling in this off-grid camper that's designed to their spec and aesthetic requirements. Let's take a look inside. This client decided to go with our 6-metre Kunu layout, and they've added some really cool options, especially to the outside of the van. You'll see it's got this Raptor painted skirt along with the all-terrain tyres, which gives a really nice look from the outside and makes it quite a unique camper. They've also gone for a large solar panel up on the roof at 585 watts to extend the amount of time that they can spend away from campsites camping off-grid in nature. They're keen hikers, so that was ideal for them. We've also added this bug net to the sliding door from Van Essentials, which is a really hard-wearing piece of kit, especially if you're going travelling to places such as Scotland. You want to make sure that you keep the midges out of your camper van. They've also gone with an awning and an awning light and an electric step to the entrance, which is a really nice practical feature that's more and more popular in our recent van builds. And in the cab, they've added these Remis blinds to give additional privacy. When you're in the van during daytime mode, like I am now, you can close the Remis blinds and stop people from looking inside, basically. Another unique option these guys have added is this undermounted barbecue point. The van has an LPG tank underneath, and they've wanted to have this little connection so they can plug in a barbecue outside and enjoy nature whilst they're cooking. Behind the driver's seat, we've got our shower cubicle, and this has got our traditional style door. The customer is actually an artist, and she wanted a bit of a canvas to do some artwork on. So we've removed the mid-rail router lines and given her this blank space here that she's going to work on. So really looking forward to see what she does with that. Inside, you can see we've got Raptor paint on the back of the door and a full-length head-to-toe mirror, which is great, along with a couple of hooks for your towels and things like that. Inside the cubicle, we've got a dark marble gloss panel from Duma Tiles, really popular, look great, and they've also coupled this with a black shower niche as well. There's access into the parcel shelf, so you can store things like your towels and your loo rolls up in the parcel shelf when you're not needing them. And then inside the toilet, we've got Nature's Head composting toilet, which is a really popular model. With 2 people, you need to empty the solids bin probably once a month, so it's really popular for people who want to stay off-grid and away from the campsites and the nasty chemicals as well. In the base of the cubicle, we've got a stainless steel custom shower tray that's powder coated to match the aesthetic of the van, and also the surf deck custom mat as well, so the toilet won't be scratching any of the powder coat, and also it's something nice to stand on when you're having a shower. See you in a bit. Are you looking for inspiration for your own van life journey? If you want to come and have a look around our workshop and one of these finished vans in person, send us an email to contact@vanlifeconversions.co.uk. Now let's get back to the video. We like to put a really decent sized kitchen unit in our conversions. This one here features a triplex oven, hob and grill. It's run off of the LPG tank, which is underslung. And essentially when you're cooking on gas, it means that your electrical demand is a lot lower than if you were cooking on induction. So if someone is looking to do sort of full-time van life in all seasons, you know, when the solar yields might not be so great in the winter, the gas cooking option is a really good one, and this is a really popular model. We also have a cutlery drawer, which is on Blum Movento runners. This is obviously a dovetail box, and it features a soft close feature as well, and it's held closed by heavy duty magnet catches. Underneath that, we've got this cupboard space here, and the customer has opted for the pantry baskets. If the pantry baskets weren't in here, then there'd be a bin cupboard. We have a large pots and pans drawer in the center here, for obviously all your pots and pans, and then this can be removed, and underneath here we have the water pump, the stopcock and things like that. Next to the pots and pans drawer, this is the boiler unit. The only reason the customer needs to get into here is to drain down the boiler in the winter months, and that's easily accessed using that yellow lever down there. And then above the boiler is the sink unit, which has got a shelf with some storage. It also features the fire safety equipment, so the extinguisher and the blanket. Moving on top, the customer's gone for a oak butcher block worktop, which is a really popular choice. This matches all of the oak trims and the ceiling slats inside the van. We make these custom made spice shelves as well to match, which look great. And then they've gone with the light blue Metro tile, which was a custom choice to match all their cupboard fronts. And we think it ties in really nicely with the warm tones of the oak as well. The sink has this insert block here, so you can have lots of prep space when you're doing your food prep. And then it's an undermounted sink with a pull-out tap above it, which is really nice because it's a large sink. You can get plenty of washing up in there, and then obviously cover it up when you haven't done it and no one will know. Or if you need to prep your food, you've obviously got the worktop there. Looking to the storage above the kitchen unit, we've got these top cupboards here, and these ones have had an additional shelf added on. It's got a lovely oak trim finish as well to stop the cups and saucers from sliding off that shelf unit here. Everything on the top cupboards is a Blum Aventos hinge, which has a built-in gas strut and a soft close function as well. So really good quality hardware. So the van is going to last the test of time with doors being opened and closed with heavy usage. Underneath, we've got these touch sensitive spotlights to light up the working area, and they are dimmable as well. And then there's a twin socket outlet as well if you wanted to plug in air fryers or coffee machines and things like that. On the end of the kitchen unit, at the end of the overhead unit, we've got this open shelf here for putting your mobile phone and bits and bobs. There is the remote control for the fan, which is above the bed. And then you've got your control center, which features your boiler control panel and your Victron touch display, which is used for your electrical monitoring and digital switching options. Hoppa! That's nice. So the bed is a really popular thing within our van conversions. Quite a lot of our clients say they have a really good night's sleep in the van. It's a 20 centimetre thick foam mattress. It's a standard double as well, so 1.35 m wide by 1.90 m long. We've been able to achieve that because we've put recesses at the head and foot of the bed. This is one of the advantages of the Fiat Ducato as a base vehicle, is you can get that bed across the back of the van without the need for extension pods or flares. We have at the foot of the bed 3 top cupboards here, again like the kitchen. They're on the Aventos gas strut hinges from Blum, and these are obviously used mainly for sort of clothes for people, so quite a lot of storage in there. Above the bed you've got this max air fan, which is high level ventilation, really important in any sort of habitation area that you've got low level and high level ventilation. And we have fans in both the shower cubicle and in above the bed as well. This is a permanently vented appliance, so it's great. It conforms to all the regulations, and it also can blow air in and out of the van as well. So with the two of them, you can create sort of a wind tunnel effect, which is quite nice. And then it also has this pull across blackout blind, the max shade. Obviously in the summer, you don't want to be woken up at first light around 4 AM. You can make sure that it's all blacked out there. At the back, obviously you've got the lovely views out the back doors in the morning, but at night when you close down for the evening, you've got these lovely bespoke curtains to match the cab curtain at the front. And they just pull across there and create a bit of a thermal barrier as well from the back doors, obviously, because there's a bit less insulation in the back doors as opposed to the walls of the van. But one of my favourite things to do, especially in this layout in the morning, is to open up the back doors, have a cup of tea and sit up in bed and look out of the back doors to a beautiful view. It's a really nice feature of a van conversion. At the head of the bed, obviously, we've got a couple of reading lights here on like a gooseneck, so they're adjustable and they're just touch on and off. There's also a USB-A socket in the base of each of those, so you can run your phone chargers as well over through the night time. So yeah, let's have a little look below the bed, obviously on the living side, because we've got the fridge and another drawer there. So let's have a look at that now. So below the bed, you've got the garage wall, and we've got this large drawer here, again on soft close runners. And then beneath that, we've got an 85 litre compressor fridge from Indel B, which has a small freezer compartment as well. So it's a really efficient unit, just runs off of the leisure battery in conjunction with the solar panel. The customer's also opted for low level lighting on the flooring, so that's on the near side and the off side, which is a really nice little feature. And let's have a little look at the seating area. The seating area in our Kunu layout features a large fixed box seat at the back next to the garage wall, and then a slide out moving seat at the front, which is on L-track runners, so that you can lock it down into position when you're driving so that it doesn't move around. Again, it's got lots of storage inside and is a really popular feature. Another great feature is that the table can drop down and form a platform between the two seats. And then we've got a third cushion above the parcel shelf that forms a sort of platform bed for a child. It's about 1.70 m long by about 55 centimeters wide. When it comes to closing down for the night in the evening, we've got this blackout blind on the sliding door window. It's custom made and it matches the fabric that we can also put on this cab curtain as well. It's blackout and thermal. We think it adds a really nice cozy feel when you close down for the evening. I'll just show you how it works. I'm just going to talk you through the control panels up in this shelf here. So on the left, we've got the boiler control panel. This is for the Combi 2E boiler from Truma. It runs off of LPG and it's a simple dial and a back button. You can select the room thermostat. So if you want it to be 20 degrees inside your van, you just move to the thermostat icon, move the dial so that it says 20 degrees and press the button. The van will then maintain that temperature throughout the night. Take a lot of pride in the insulation that we put behind these walls, and that's great for when it's warm outside and for when it's cold outside for regulating the temperatures inside the van. It also has the 10 litre hot water capacity inside the boiler as well. So you can use again the dial to select the hot water option and choose either eco, which is 40 degrees, hot, which is 60 degrees, and then boost, which it gets it to temperature really quickly. Some people don't have the hot water on all the time and it takes about 20 minutes to get to temperature. Other people like to keep it on eco mode so they can have hot water when they're doing their washing up. But if they want to have a longer shower, they'll then boost it 5-10 minutes beforehand and have longer in the shower as well. Next to this control panel, we have the Victron Color GX touch display. And this is used for monitoring your electrical system. It runs off of the Serbo GX, which is a way of making all of your electrical components into a smart network. So it displays everything nicely on this touch screen here. It has the battery in the center and it gives you your percentage level. So obviously as you're using more electricity, it's going to decrease. And then if we're parked up in the sun or hooked up at a campsite, your battery levels are obviously going to go up. You've got a couple of ways of displaying it. There's a brief menu and then there's the details menu, the overview menu. And essentially the way they work is the inputs are on the left hand side and the outputs are on the right hand side. So we've got 3 methods of charging. You've got your solar charger, which obviously runs off of the 585 watt panel on the roof. Whenever the sun is shining, this will populate. At the moment it shows a solar yield of 106 watts because the sun's behind a cloud right now. There's also the alternator charger, which is the Orion 50 amp charger from Victron. So when we're driving the vehicle, it's putting 50 amps of charge into the lithium battery, and that will populate on the left hand side of this touch display. And then the third method is the electric hookup. If you go to a campsite, you can plug your van in and that will run off of the mains charger again. So 3 types of charging, and then your outputs are on the right hand side. So we've got 2 different types. We've got DC outputs, which is DC power from the battery, and that will run things like your spotlights, your water pump, your fridge, things like that. And then above that we've got the AC loads, which is anything that runs off of a 3-pin socket or a 230 volt AC voltage. So we've got obviously twin socket outlets on the near side and the off side, and we also have the boiler can run off of AC as well when you're plugged in at a campsite. Touch display not only displays electrical monitoring, but it allows you to do some digital switching. So if I press this button in the top corner, I can switch the inverter on and off from the screen. So when you're not using 230 volt twin sockets, you can switch it off to save a battery power. You can also limit the amount of current that the van pulls from the grid. So if you're at a campsite and they say, you've only got a 6 amp supply, you can set this to 6 amps, and you know when you're plugged in it will only be pulling 6 amps, so you're not going to trip the circuit on your hookup. You've also got the addition here of a DC4 from Energy Solutions, and we've put a few of the circuits on that, things like the near side low level LEDs and the off side low level LEDs. These are on a dimmer, okay, so you can dim the LED lights as well. And then we've also got the heat element in the freshwater tank. We've got that on a switch as well. The Serbo comes with 2 relays that you can obviously put certain appliances on. We've got a trickle charge, which will keep the starter battery of the van topped up from the solar panels. That is on, and then the water pump can also be switched on and off from the touch screen here. You'd only really turn the water pump off when you're not in the van, putting it into storage mode, so that you can drain the whole system down before sort of finishing your trips. There's one more switch up here that I haven't mentioned, and that's this physical rocker switch here, and that is the gas bottle solenoid switch. So when it's on, the gas bottle is open and you can run your cooker and your boiler, and then when you're driving you can switch it off and you know that the gas isn't going to escape from the bottle. The fixed bed platform is a really popular option for a van conversion for a lot of people. It features a large garage space underneath, and in this van the couple are going to be using it for their adventure gear, so it doesn't matter if it's muddy and wet. We've got this textured paint on the walls and the units so that it can sort of wipe clean, so it's really good use of space. On the near side you can see we have our electrical unit, and this features mainly Victron components which are really high quality, and they all link together in that smart network I explained and that Serbo touchscreen in the living space. It features a 144 amp hour lithium battery from Roma. It's their Smart 5, and we obviously have all of our fuses and distribution boards inside this unit here. It's really important that we don't sort of jam the electrical components up close against one another, because they all need some ventilation to prevent them from overheating. On the off side of the van we've got an offside wheel box which has a bit of storage above, like this little lipped shelf here, and then it's got the boiler fused spur, which is the 230 amp supply for the boiler, and then a twin socket outlet also. This can obviously allow things to be plugged in the garage, like electronic bike chargers and things like that if you need to. There's also a light switch up here and in the garage unit as well. And that concludes this van tour. We're really excited for the adventures that this van Ragnar is going to go on. If you liked this content, please subscribe to our channel, give us a comment down below, and I'll see you next time for more van life content.